Hey yo, y'all know what it is. SOS Wrestle Talk back at y'all once again for another pro wrestling update review, whatever you want to call it. This is a show review. Who you got with you right now? You got the Pro Wrestle Fly God, Stardust Yaku, Blunt Cianito, El Toro Negro, the Human LIJ Cap coming at y'all once again. This time we have a New Japan Pro Wrestling review. We got New Japan Pro Wrestling Dominion 2025 in Osaka-Jo Hall, of course taking place in Osaka, Japan. Man, this was a show. This definitely was a show, man. So, wow, we had an attendance about 6,500 in the building. So, shout out to everybody that was in attendance for this. Like I said, if it's your first time checking us out, please be sure you like, share, and subscribe, all that good stuff. Tell a friend to tell a friend. That subscription price is $3.99. It won't cost you anything. So, the first match we had Bullet Club War Dogs, Chase Owens, Clark Connors, Drilla Moloney, and Taiji Ishimori taking on Don Fale, Ren Narita, SANADA, and Yujiro Takahashi. So the House of Torture coming into this match, they had a mystery partner, and that mystery partner turned out to be Don Fale, formerly known as Bad Luck Fale of Bullet Club fame. I'm sure you guys all know this guy as well. Yeah, sure. He's been gone for a while. He's been gone for a little bit. So he's back here in New Japan Pro Wrestling, and he's under the House of Torture moniker right here. We actually had SANADA. He was out here in a Giant Gonzalez sort of outfit. So that was something to take from this match right here. We got, you got guys like Taiji, Clark Connors, and Drilla Malone. They're usually pretty good guys in the ring. But I don't feel like they had a chance to bring a lot in this match right here. So we get SANADA using his guitar as a weapon. Before he was trying to use the guitar as a weapon, he was stopped by Chase Owens, only for Chase Owens to use the guitar on Drilla Moloney himself. SANADA got the pinfall victory around 6 minutes, near 7 minutes right here. So we got House of Truth getting House of Truth. We got the House of Torture getting members Chase Owens and Bad Luck Fale. So I'm not really sure how I feel about that. I think that's kind of interesting. I don't know why the House of Torture they're just like, you know what? We're going to amass every freaking heel stable person we can because yeah, it's just crazy, man. House of Torture getting there all the heels apparently. So yeah, we got, like I said, House of Torture picking up the victory in that match. So next match we have El Phantasmo and Shota Umino taking on a team of TMDK's Ryohei Oiwa and Zack Sabre Jr. We got 4 top quality wrestlers right here. So I was expecting a pretty solid tag team match. We get the closing stretch between Zack Sabre Jr., and Shota Umino. We get Zack Sabre Jr. picking up the victory with his Forest team with a European collection. Probably about 11.5 minutes right here. So this is a really good tag team match, and it actually kind of, after that first match, it kind of, it's like, all right, it got me more excited for what's going to happen here on Dominion. So I thought that was a solid tag team match, and it kind of ties into what we have going on in the next bout. So next bout, we have Hiroshi Tanahashi taking on Uemura right here. I'm sure I'm not the only person not really ready for Hiroshi Tanahashi to retire, but we know the time is come, and it's coming up pretty soon right here. So this match was pretty interesting right here. So we get Tanahashi stealing the pin in about 9.5 minutes after Yuya tried to armbar. So that's very interesting. The Ace is proving that he still got it right here. He still has it. This is a solid match. So this is probably one of my favorite matches of the show. Shout out to Tanahashi. Shout out to Uemura right here. So next match we have for our first title match of the show for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team titles. We had the champions, Master Wato and Yo taking on Sho and Yoshinobu Kanemare. So Kanemare, he came out with his arm in a sling, and a House of Torture, they announced a new member that was going to replace him right here. And it was the returning Douki. I was very surprised, and I was very shocked, and I was very saddened that he was in the House of Torture right here. He got injured at Wrestle Kingdom. It was a horrible injury. So you would hope that he'd come back as a huge baby face. Instead, he's in the House of Torture, which I know a lot of people are going to be very upset about that, including me right here. So, and you already know Kanemare, he wasn't actually hurt, and he interfered throughout the match. We get the victory. We get the ending sequence with Douki hitting Wato with a pipe to get the titles in a little under 11 minutes right here. This match was garbage, bro. That match was trash. So Ghetto is not, he's not cooking at all, bro. He is not cooking with gas. Matter of fact, his stove all his gas is shut off. He has no cooking equipment right now. This match was fucking horrible, bro. That's just my opinion, but that is what it is. Next match, we had another tag team title match for the IWGP heavyweight tag team titles. We had Callan Newman and the Great Okan representing the United Empire, taking on Taichi and Tomohiro Ishii right here. So Taichi and Tomohiro Ishii is a team I never thought I would see in New Japan, but you know what? I vibe with that. I vibe with them as a team pretty strong right here. So we get Taichi and Tomohiro Ishii getting a victory after a Black Mephisto, after Newman tried to hit an Oz cutter in a little under 13 minutes right here. So in my opinion, to this point, this is probably the best match of the show. So from here, they go ahead, this New Japan, they announce the participants for the G1 Climax. So we get block announcements and everything, not just saying who's in the tournament. We get people who are in each block. So right now, we do have play-in matches as well. Probably talk about that here soon. Block A, we have Hiroki Goto, IWGP World Heavyweight Champion, currently, pinning the result of the heavyweight title match later in the show. Bolton Oleg. Yuya, he could go into the tournament as a champion as well. So Uemura, Yota Tsuji, David Finlay, Evil, SANADA, and Hiroshi Tanahashi in Block A. In Block B, we have El Phantasmo, Shingo Takagi, Shota Umino, Zack Sabre Jr., The Great Okan, Gabe Kidd, Ren Narita, and Konosuke Takashita. So yeah, we have some strong people right here in this tournament right now. So I'm glad that Yota Tsuji is probably my guy who I got probably pegged to at least have a strong tournament showing, if not win it. We'll talk about that more when it comes to it. So, like I said, there'll be 2 more entrants on each side. Like I said, determined by play-in matches. So yeah, that's what we're getting for the G1 Climax right here. So now we have our next title match of the show. It's for the Never Openweight Championship. We got Konosuke Takashita, the champion, who has the defense record for the Never Openweight title, taking on Bolton Oleg right here. Bolton Oleg hit a pair of kamikazes to get the victory in about 13 minutes. And this match is fucking awesome. This is hard hitting right here. Maybe Bolton Oleg's biggest win in his New Japan career, especially taking the title off a guy like Konosuke Takashita. In my opinion, this is probably the match of the show at this point. Going forward, we're going to see how I feel about the other matches. But Konosuke Takashita, Bolton Oleg, they definitely delivered, man. And Bolton Oleg is probably one of the most underrated guys on this planet as far as pro wrestling goes. We already know how much of a diamond Konosuke Takashita is, so there's no even need talking about that. So next match we have a dog collar death match. David Finlay versus Evil. And yeah, we get Evil getting the victory in about 23 minutes right here. I don't know why this match went 23 minutes. We have, so much interference, bro. All the interference you can even think about right here in this match. It was just so fucking weird. It ended in a stoppage. So, yeah. Trying to think. It's a stable. And I know I troll sometimes, say, oh, yeah, I fucks with House of Torture. House of Torture is awesome. But really, when you think about it, and I want y'all to think about it here and put in the comment section how you feel about this. Has anybody ever truly benefited being a member of House of Torture? Because you think about it, I feel like maybe the only person that's kind of evil, but he low-key's digressed since he was a House of Torture, since he's the leader of House of Torture. Look at Sho. Sho was probably a guy you could have pegged for junior heavyweight ace. If not the ace, maybe one of the top guys in the division. He's in House of Torture. Yeah, he's a former junior heavyweight champion, but that reign was trash, and how he's presented is all total different. Ren Narita, fucking promising guy. Promising fucking heavyweight in the division. Now he's in House of Torture, and he had a heavyweight title match with John Moxley last year, but other than that, what has he really done? Like, it's just kind of... And yeah, man, I'm just trying to think, bro, who has House of Torture really benefited? So I kind of feel bad for Douki right here, joining House of Torture. It's not really going to affect Chase Owens or Fale that much, because they're veterans and they're pretty much they're here at this point. Their spot is already just where they're at is where they're going to be at. But guys like Douki, Sho, man, Ren Narita, guys like that, man, being in the House of Torture, brother, it's not a good look for them. I mean, we're working with what they got to work with, but shit, man, I'm just saying. So then we get the penultimate match of the show. We get for the IWGP Global Heavyweight Championship, Yota Tsuji taking on Gabe Kidd for said title. These are two of the future. These are two of the guys. If you want to go pillar wise, these are two of the pillars of New Japan in the future for me. You got Gabe Kidd, you got Yota Tsuji, two heavy hitters here in New Japan right now, especially in the heavyweight division in the future. And it's almost like the future is now for New Japan, especially with a lot of the veteran guys not being there and getting ready to retire. So with these guys being here, so yeah, This match was good. I don't think it was good as the match I had back in February. I still thought this was a solid match. We get Gabe Kidd winning with the after a paradigm shift and a power driver. He got the victory in about 23 and a half minutes here. So I thought, like I said, I thought the match in February is a little better than this. If you ask me, I think the right move might be having Gabe Kidd and Yota Tsuji be in the G1 final, having Yota Tsuji get the victory. But that's just an early prediction, like I said, I would get to. That would be the smart money to do. If New Japan and Gedo does it, we will see. But in the meantime, between time, we have a new global heavyweight champion, that being Gabe Kidd. Shout out to Gabe Kidd. War Dogs, I guess he's a member of the Death Riders as well. So, yeah, it's just, we got a new champion. We're on to the G1 climax. And, yeah, now we're on to the main event. So now, this is my kind of main event, by the way. I just want to tell you that. We have for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship, we got the champion, Hiroshi Goto, taking on the Dragon himself, Shingo Takagi. And this match was the match of the fucking show without a doubt. We get Hiroshi Goto getting the victory with kind of a GTR Rainmaker combo a little under 29 minutes. This match is fucking awesome, man. It really didn't have as much drama as you would like, but I thought I was hoping Shingo would win, but nobody really bought him potentially winning this match. So I think they kind of took a little bit away from it. But honestly, Hiroshi Goto, if you ask me, as far as any world champion in pro wrestling right now, Hiroshi Goto is having the best world title reign in 2025. Definitely didn't have that pegged out for the year. If you would ask me that a year ago, I'd been like, bro, what are you on? So, yeah, this show, middle of the pack, it was pretty weird. Because the bright spots and the good spots of the show, really, really good. But the spots that were really trash are really trash, man. So, like I said, Douki being in the House of Torture is such a low spot for me right here. So, this is one of this is one of the lower rated Dominions that they've had in the last few years. But we're on our way to the G1 climax. We got New Japan Soul coming up before that. Probably give a card breakdown here in a little while. So, be on the lookout for that. But